In this book, Universalization, we come up with a three-wire cable model of society. In the next book, Dialogics, we come up with a more powerful method as shown underneath about the body, mind, and spirit. This time we represent society by way of Cartesian coordinate system. And underneath we have the more powerful method in dialogics about autonomy, independence, and sovereignty. The first protagonist to show up in the modern scenario was capital, undoubtedly. And it created a reaction called labor. And they were for good, for better at first, and for worse of late. And now we need to move on with education. With three modern protagonists de facto, with these gears of progression model, which moves which? That is the question. In all sincerity, have you stopped to ponder how come we have three branches of government when the sources of branches are powers and we only have two powers of state? And how can we fix it? What can we do now? Let's face it, politics is a sausage factory. Ever since the decision of making the corporations into he's or she's persons, the machines are taking over. Well, the mask is off and romanticism is over. Capital and labor are just flip sides of the same spoiled system, and we need to do something about it real quick. The whole theme of the eBook Universalization, the 3T's model of education, third social protagonist of culture, are made up of three axes. The first, economic axis, titular of energy. The second, legal axis, tutelary of judicial power of state and branch of government. And the third, political, third party of mainstream, or the universal party. Have you ever stopped to wonder what is the backstory of the modern mentality? According to Dialogics, it is the either-or mentality. Either this or that, being flat, no second story ideas at all. The either-or mentality of modernity needs to give way to the both-plus dialogue mentality of the third millennium. We need to get past the either-or mentality of capital or labor and move on to the both-plus mentality, capital, labor, plus education, the social triad of capital, labor, and education, and politically, the Democratic, the Republican, and the universal parties. Recall that a bad situation can always get worse. So today, in times of crisis, where do we go from here? To chaos or to order? That is the question. Here we are presenting the triad of triads on education. Instead of just the social skills for success, soul, let reign, we have also two more, the values axis and the creative axis. This is the first book I wrote when I came over to the States from Mexico in the first 2 years, Friends of Dialogue, The Quest of Keeping the Heart, a Philosophy of Practice. This is its twin book, The Dialogue of Friends, Making Sense of the Human Spirit, a Practice of Philosophy. Well, that's all, folks. If you liked what you saw in this ebook universalization and this preview, well, go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and download them and give them a read. And let's start fixing the world right away. Thanks a lot.